How to draw a nose. This is easy, beginner friendly. I'm going to go over some of the do's and the don'ts, all on how to draw a nose. Welcome to Art for Moms, where I teach you how to improve your art skills through self-care and spirituality. My name is Gena, and I want to invite you to stick around to the end because I'm going to share a spiritual message about the breath of life. Noses is one of those tricky parts of the face, but I'm going to break it down for you today so that you can have an easy time improving your drawing. So let's head over to the drawing table. Here we have some anatomy of the nose. This portion right here is going to be the bridge of the nose, the upper portion, and then as you get towards the tip of the nose, that's called the ball. And then we have the wings, which are on both sides of the ball, and of course the nostrils. So here we have a few noses. This, as you might have guessed, is the don't side. And this is the do side. So a common thing that people run into when they're trying to draw nostrils is they don't finish. When you're comparing the nostrils from this one to this one, you can see it's just kind of closed off. It doesn't go anywhere. Where in reality, if you're looking at a face, this would continue to go down. If you look over at this one, you can see how the side of the nose wraps right under the nostril, just kind of enclosing that in right there. Another thing about the don't side is these are just too harshly shaded, and you know, it does do the job of telling you where the bridge of the nose is, but when you're trying to make your drawings look more realistic, you want to try to go for a smoother look, and softer lines help in a major way with that. So you can't, if you look close at this, you can't really tell where the middle of the line would be. There is no solid line. It's just lighter shading morphed into darker shading, and again, giving you the bridge of the nose. And another thing about over here, back to our don't side, when you have the side, you know, some people have these prominent hooks. I'm not sure exactly what the technical term is. I'll just call them hooks. When people have those, even if they are very prominent, you can do it in such a way that again, it's not going to be a harsh line. So let's take this one, for example. I didn't bring that in as much, but if we were to come in lightly, it still indicates that this person has a prominent hook on the side of their nose there, but it's not taking over the entire picture. So what you would do is just start lightly and build it up until it's something that you are happy with. And if you end up making it too strong, that's why we have erasers. You can always go back in, and yes, it might mess up some of the area around it, but you can just go in and do some more shading around there again. So that's some of the do's and the don'ts. This one right here is just the beginning of this one. I started to draw this and then I couldn't stop shading. Can you blame me? So this is just a simplified example of how you would draw a nose correctly. Another thing about the do versus the don't is you can see this side does not have the very top of the bridge of the nose where you're transitioning into the eye area. So this little hook right here, as this side you can see does. So that is something that kind of gets forgotten sometimes, but that's kind of a key element area when you're trying to shape a face and make it look like someone. You don't want to forget that area because that is either prominent or soft, but you know, that's going to be a part of everyone's face. So pay attention to that as you're doing your drawing. Next, I have a little trick that I want to show you guys. Okay, as you can see over here, this is one way that you can start to practice drawing noses. You can draw just a very simple circle to help guide you as you draw the bottom of the nose to get your proportions correct. So this right here, once you have your circle, you can have this be the very bottom of the nose. And then as you get to the sides here, you would start to draw the nostrils. Before you get to the edge of that side of the circle, you start putting your nostrils in there. When you're thinking again about the nostrils, you don't want to have the side of the nose come too soon and not go underneath that nostril. So you're going to come out just a little bit, and you can experiment. You know, if you obviously you're not going to be out here and you're not going to be right next to the nostril, so experiment and get an idea of where that side of the nose would be. If you don't like it, just simply erase it and try again. That's why we like to draw lightly when we are sketching, especially when you are first starting a drawing. You want to sketch it lightly until you get it to where you like, and then you can start to come in and darken up those lines and define it even more. So as you can see, I've gone down under the nostril, so that's wrapping around down there. And so you have the side is like a curve like this, and sometimes you have kind of a straight line before it curves down and curves up. It can be like that. There'll be different shapes and sizes, so to look at a whole bunch of different pictures of faces and practice drawing different faces over and over and over. That's what's going to give you the practice that you need to get better. When you're learning how to draw a nose over and over and over and over. When you're learning how to draw the different parts of the face, you're going to practice it again and again and again, and pretty soon you'll start to see improvements in your drawing. And then right here, this top of the circle is going to be kind of the top of that portion of the nose before you transition into the bridge. So sometimes there's a little bit of shading there when someone has this portion of the nose. Maybe that's protruding out a little bit more when you have that shading there. So sometimes that will be there, sometimes it won't, depending on the person. And then don't forget that the majority of the time light is going to be coming from above the nose. So most of the time you will have a shadow coming underneath the nose like this, and you'll draw a little shadows on the edge of the nose here as well, just to kind of accentuate that a little bit. Let's do that one more time. So you have your circle. We'll do this one a little bit bigger. and draw in the bottom of the nose just a little bit darker. This time I'm going to indicate where the side is before I draw in the nostrils. I'm not sure where I want that to end, so I'm just leaving it kind of just real simplified right now. And then I'm going to come in draw those nostrils. I'm drawing these slightly different than the other ones so that you can experiment with different shapes and sizes. This is going to come right under. Now, one thing you want to be careful of is this line, the bottom over here, is not going to be lower than the bottom of the nose right down the center. So just watch out for that. If you feel like it's starting to look a little bit funny, just check and make sure that you're not going past that line. This line may dip lower than these, but these will likely not be lower, typically. Okay, I'll bring that in just a little bit. Okay. Now we have this cute little button nose right there. Why don't I have my eraser right next to me? That's silly. Where's my eraser? Gotta have your eraser. That's just as important as your pencil when you're drawing. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. We're all allowed to make mistakes. That's what it's all about, right? That's how we learn. Okay, so I have erased some of those lines, and I'm just going to start shading in from the side here. Make the sides a little bit darker and this bottom just a little bit darker as well. I'm also going to come in and darken up these nostrils. Now, another thing about nostrils is, remember how I said your light is typically going to be coming from above? When you are drawing a nostril, you will more than likely, most of the time, have it darker on the top, and it's going to get lighter and lighter as it gets towards the bottom of the nose, such as, let me show you real quick. That's just this little side of the nose. See how that's getting lighter? Because light is not going this way. The light's coming down from up above, which is casting a shadow. But as you get closer and closer here to the edge, there is some light getting onto that exact portion. But as you know, this portion of the nose is above this portion. So that's why I keep shading down underneath the nostril, because there is not as much light there as there is up on the top. So that's a little key for you to remember that will help you in your drawing. And going back to this one here, Remember, I'm not having any exact lines, any hard lines, as much as I can avoid. We want to keep it somewhat soft there. All right, that looks pretty good. I'll just add some little shading underneath, just slightly on the sides and underneath our nose. And voila, got yourself a cute little button nose there. So keep on practicing. Practice, 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 and you'll be an expert at noses in no time. Good job today. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial on how to draw a nose. Hopefully you can keep on practicing and keep improving your drawings. I want to talk to you about the spiritual side of things. So the nose is where we breathe. It gives us breath. God gave us the breath of life. And as mothers, we can take time each day to breathe in His peace. Even on our busiest days, we need that time to connect with God. And giving time to Him shows Him that He's important to us. It shows Him that we love Him and that we appreciate what He has given us. He loves us so much, and He longs to have more time with you. Really, He can make more, much more of us in our life than we could ever do on our own. Don't let anybody ever tell you different than that. He lends us the very air that we breathe every day. Isn't that remarkable to think about? And I want to give Him everything because He has given me everything. He's given me all that I have. So I want to encourage you as you continue to practice drawing noses that you think about the breath of life, the breath that Heavenly Father has given you and what He has done in your life. It's a wonderful thing to practice gratitude, and I hope this message will give you a wonderful feeling in your day, and I hope that you can feel good about your drawings. Don't be too hard on yourself, especially if you're just starting out. And even if you've been trying for a long time and you're still struggling, keep drawing. You can do it. I believe in you. Keep coming back here for more tutorials. We're going to have lots more drawing. And if you liked this video, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any videos. Give it a thumbs up as well. And tell us something that you are grateful for in the comments. We'd love to be uplifted together. If you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to like this one, so watch that one next. And I will see you next time. Bye.